Torero Stadium in San Diego, California, the scene for a Saturday night showdown between two Pacific Division sides with postseason aspirations. It's San Diego Loyal versus Tacoma Defiance, presented by Chosen Foods. Alongside Hall of Famer Shannon McMillan, Nate Abarrea here with you, and as we get a look at the Pacific Division standings, we see a Tacoma side, Shannon, steadily creeping on a come-up with their sights set firmly on SD Loyal in that third spot.
Yeah, Tacoma have been making quite the move over the last few weeks, going unbeaten in their last 6 games. They're 3 points behind Loyal, but what's important to note is they still have 2 games in hand as well.
And as we go inside the numbers, it's the story of Torero Stadium going from fortress to the house of 1-0 defeats in the last 2 home matches for SD Loyal.
Yeah, Loyal have fallen behind in the first minute to Monarchs and were unable to find an equalizer. It's a rare loss at home, and Loyal will be plenty motivated to pull out of this mid-season stumble where all of a sudden they're 0-2 in the last couple matches.
And our player to watch, presented by Chosen Foods this evening for the host, South African number 11, Tumi Moshobane.
With 4 goals, he's tied for the lead and scorer for the team. He's someone that has gained a lot of confidence over the last few games, and Loyal are going to need him to be active early and often in that final third.
And for Tacoma this season, it's almost as if they've been 2 different teams, the home version and the away version.
Yeah, Tacoma picked up a big win versus the Roots, but they've struggled on the road with 0 wins and also being shut out 4 times on the road. They're looking to change that stat tonight here in Torero Stadium.
And another interesting note is that Tacoma have won 5 matches in this USL Championship season. 2 of them have come against the side they faced tonight.
Yes, Loyal have faced Tacoma twice this season, both times on the road, and both times they've frustratingly come away with no points. While this is Tacoma's first visit to Torero Stadium, they'll be looking for their first road win tonight, as we already said.
Well, we'll see if it's the 3rd time indeed being a charm for San Diego Loyal. SD Loyal looking to get back to winning ways tonight against Tacoma Defiance. Starting 11s and the opening kickoff after this.
During this pandemic, many families are worried about visiting healthcare facilities. I'm Dr. Gail Knight, Rady Children's Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer. I'd like to share with you the advice that I give my own family and friends. The best thing that you can do to keep your child healthy is to continue to keep routine appointments like vaccinations and regular checkups. This keeps you, your child, and our community as protected as possible. We are always open, we are here for you, and we are safe.
It's time to get moving with the financial partner that's here for your journey. From small steps to big milestones, USE Credit Union is here for you. With tools to help you bank fast, solutions to help you go far, and a team of dream makers that's ready to help you step forward with confidence. USE Credit Union.
Torero Stadium here in San Diego. SD Loyal and Tacoma Defiance. We said it in the open, we'll say it again. SD Loyal hoping the 3rd time's a charm here in 2021 against their foes from the Pacific Northwest. These starting lineups now. First off, for the hosts in all white, San Diego Loyal.
Loyal go back to their 4-2-3-1. Elijah Martin is back from injury on the left, while newcomer Oliver LaRose will be on the right. Abdikadir will help anchor the midfield alongside Adams, which should allow Blake to push forward more to support Herzog and Moshobani up top.
3 changes for Landon Donovan from last week's 1-0 loss here at Torero Stadium against Real Monarchs. On the other side, for Tacoma Defiance, 4 changes from their 3-0 win against Oakland Roots last week.
Herrera is back in goal, while Mueller, the captain, will be in the defense. Vargas and Diaz look to support Adeniran, who had 2 goals last week against Oakland Roots. He'll be looking to find the back of the net tonight.
Your match official this evening, one Matthew Corrigan. San Diego Loyal in the all-white strip, the home kit, all white from head to toe, attacking from right to left on your screens in this first 45. Tacoma Defiance in all gray from head to toe, attacking from left to right on your screens. A Saturday night in San Diego, a gorgeous sunset concluding up above us right now, off in the distance to the west, towards the Pacific Ocean. Stadium lights are on and beginning to take their full effect as the players are all ready to go. A big match in the Pacific Division, and we are underway. Neda Barea and Hall of Famer Shannon McMillan with you, and a special hello to everyone tuning in on Your View, Cox Channel 4 this evening. Elijah Martin back in the starting lineup for SD Loyal. Charlie Adams, fresh off watching his beloved Brentford Bees get their first top flight win in over 70 years back on Friday. Now he is to the pitch for SD Loyal this evening, hoping to make it a truly beautiful weekend for the Adams family. Josh Yarrow, lovely little juke to find Elijah Martin over on this near side. Wee bit shaky stuff there, but Yarrow does enough to boom clear. This one comes down for Rayan. First touch in there defensively, coming for Abdikadir. Chance to cross possibly for Vargas, the Anchorage, Alaska native, Obed Vargas. Now at the feet of Taylor Mueller, the Tacoma captain this evening. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Christian Herrera, who stands 6 feet 6 inches tall, a 6'6" goalkeeper, and a 6'4" target striker in Samuel Adeniran. So a lot of height in goal and a lot of height up top for the Tacoma Defiance this evening.
But Adeniran, he's also very good with the ball at his feet. He's a massive presence up in that final third for Tacoma. Loyal are going to have to make sure they can neutralize him and not let him get any sense of rhythm or put them under pressure.
Oliver Larraz, with his first involvement, the Colorado Rapids loanee, the first career pro start. He's played minutes in Major League Soccer for Colorado Rapids, never started a game, and now taking on a new challenge on loan with SD Loyal. The first career professional start this evening for number 19, Oliver Larraz.
Larraz has big shoes to fill with the likes of Jack Metcalf still out with injury. But Coach Landon's going to look for Larraz to be able to push forward into the attack, similar to what Metcalf does, and also get back on the defensive side as well as needed.
Again, well wishes to Jack Metcalf off that unfortunate injury in Carson a couple of weeks ago. Successful surgery. That's the road to recovery. Returning to play before the season's over. Hopes are high in that regard for Jack Metcalf, but a bit of a bummer that Metcalf isn't playing in this specific contest, because for Tacoma Defiance, at center back, wearing the number 99, another former Liverpool FC Academy player, a fellow Scouser, in the form of Tom Brewitt. So we could have had 2 Scousers this evening on the pitch. Instead, we'll have to just settle for 1. Anguiano through the center circle over to Jackson Reagan, former Michigan Wolverine, so a native of Seattle, Washington. Quite a few Seattle and Tacoma natives within this Defiance team. Pacific Northwest, well represented. This right side, Rayan. Plenty of space to just carry and carry on, and plays out wide to Vargas. Vargas squared up with Elijah Martin. Vargas attacks towards the byline, tries to get something across, and he'll win his side the first corner of the night.
That's good defending by Elijah Martin, but what happened there is Ibarra was stepping to press. He had to try to deny that pass into Rayon because he had nothing but space in front of him, which left him off to the races. But luckily, Elijah Martin's there to clean it up on the end.
Carlos Anguiano out swinging on this corner kick with the right foot. It's an awkward one. Eventually, it's going to come all the way back to the corner kick taker himself. Forward to Vargas. Elijah Martin. Oh, dangerous ball headed out by Larraz. Austin Guerrero shooing everybody out. Jack Blake commits a foul, much to the chagrin of the Nottingham native.
Yeah, that's clearly a foul, though. Mendoza read his body coming in at full speed, took a touch to use his momentum against him, and Blake just comes in and clips him at the last second. He loved the passion from Blake, though. He's going to try to get in that ref's ear, and he will be all night. That's a clear foul.
Lots of passion, lots of intensity, even a sense of humor. But if this goes in, there will be nothing to laugh about from that committed foul from Jack Blake. Here it comes. Guerrero punches clear, and Jack Blake actually looked like he took the worst of that. Tough as they make him. Blake is back up and into the center of the park. He loves to be. The midfield. That's where he calls home, Jack Blake. Hopefully, from a loyal perspective, Jack Blake can get involved in the attack this evening. Talk about getting involved. Here's Tumi Moshobani. It's knocked away. No call from Matthew Corrigan. First time tonight that Loyal have been perhaps looking for a whistle. It does not come, and now a throw-in goes the way of Tacoma Defiance, much to the displeasure of the Loyal fans adjacent. Tom Bruin, the boyhood red. Probably enjoyed his morning, watching the opening weekend of the Premier League season. Rayon gets by Ibarra. Charlie Adams comes flying in and gets all ball with the captain's armband on his left arm. A captain's challenge. Charlie there. Larraz. Back to Grant Stoneman. Elijah Martin. Man from Fresno, California. To Joshua Yarrow. Ghanaian number 14 for SD Loyal. A man hailing from Nairobi, Kenya. The new men in town, Haji Abdikadir. Unfortunately for Haji there, loses possession and commits a foul right after.
Yeah, Haji just tried to do a little bit too much there, trying to go against the grain with the pass, but there was 3 Tacoma players right there stuffing that channel. He would have been better to play the way he was facing, and the little frustration as he tracks back clearly puts a foul here. It's a good call by the ref as Robles was fouled by Abdikadir.
Throw for Loyal on this near side. 7.5 minutes gone here in San Diego. SD Loyal lineup this evening. 6 Americans, 2 Englishmen, 1 Kenyan, 1 South African, and 1 Ghanaian. Last week had 3 San Diegans in the starting 11. This week, just 1 in the form of the goalkeeper, Austin Guerrero. Here's the aforementioned Ghanaian defender. So one of the 2 Englishmen in the 11. The captain, Charlie Adams. Lovely pass there from Jack Blake. Another first-time pass from Jack Blake that's not too shabby. Here's Corey Herzog. Herzog could not get that one into the area. Adams back on it now.
It's a good sequence by Loyal because they were quick and efficient, which got Herzog in fast, but unfortunately he didn't get under the cross enough. It's easily cleaned out. I think if he got under that serve the back post, Loyal had numbers crash in the box.
Loraz trying to channel his inner Jack Metcalf. Instead he overhits that one just a wee bit. With a lunge there of former U.S. men's national team player Miguel Ibarra. It's Haji again. Haji Abdikadir. Big night for him, big night for Oliver Loraz, and we'll see if those new guys in town, the new entrances into the Loyal 11, if they can maybe galvanize some of the folks who are routinely in there.
And so far, it's a great start from both of them. Obviously, Loraz, big shoes to fill. You never replace a Jack Metcalf, but he's going to look to get his own personality stamped onto the game.
Here's a chance for Loraz. Loraz cuts in. He's still on it. Tumi Moshobane picks up the pieces. Down for Jack Blake. Tries to get it across the face, and instead he, in the 10th minute of this contest, will win the first corner of the night for SD Loyal.
That's good individual skill by both Loraz and Moshobane, and then Blake trying to drive that ball across to the top of the 6. First corner kick, Stoneman, Yarrow gives them time to, as the heading personalities of the team, get into the box and see if they can put this one away.
Grant Stoneman, certainly a heading personality. Here's Charlie Adams, in swinging with the left foot. Gonna keep the Brentford buzz going this weekend. This one's caught by Christian Herrera.
When you have a keeper that tall, that's an easy grab by Herrera. Adams is going to have to look to pull that out a little bit more, maybe towards the top of the 6-yard box a little bit, make Herrera question whether he comes for it or waits and lets his defenders clear it to give Loyal more of an opportunity to get ahead on that.
Is there anything specific that a team can do when you have a goalkeeper with such height, the way that Herrera does? Is there a specific style on set pieces you look for?
Yeah, you want to keep the ball away from the air. Play it lower, especially on shooting opportunities. Get it lower, see how fast they can get down. And then you've got those bending balls that come bending in, which kind of tease the keeper, whether they come or go, and then bend away from them. But definitely everything on the lower side versus the height.
Tacoma had the ball back for the first time in a while. Charlie Adams gets it right back for Loyal. Ibarra up this left side, just below our broadcast gantry position. Elijah Martin, lovely ball with the outside of the right foot to Ibarra. Flying in at that back post was Jack Blake. And this one goes off of the head of Jack Blake and well wide for a goal kick.
And that is the cross that Loyal will be looking for. Ibarra, it's bending away from Herrera. You're going to see here a lovely little ball by Martin to slip him in. It's bending away, so it keeps him on his line, and just a little too high in the end for Blake. He can't get a full head on that.
Austin Guerrero with a little sweeper-keeper action. Elijah Martin peels it back to Yarrow. Yarrow, cool, calm, and collected with a couple of half spins back there. The last line of defense on the ball. Loraz getting into the mix. Moshobane up that right side. Loraz. Loraz wins a corner kick here in the 13th minute.
That's a great individual effort. Loraz, full speed, is able to play that off of Reagan to get a second corner kick here for Loyal. Adams needs to pull it away from Herrera a little bit and give Loyal a chance to crash it.
See where these target men set up. These runs could start from a little deeper, but Loyal still have 3 players pretty much crowding around the goalkeeper. But as you've alluded to, Shannon, Charlie could maybe put this one right in front of the 6-yard box, opposed to that last corner that was much closer to the line. Second corner of the night, Adams slips. See if they can salvage something. Yarrow gets up, and eventually this one is cleared all the way back. It's Jack Blake. Play back to Austin Guerrero. tricky one there. Rayan handled it well. Adams, Blake. Larraz to his right. Larraz to the feet of Charlie Adams.
Move him around. Patient.
Elijah Martin. Left to Ibarra.
Move him in. Quicker, guys, quicker.
Stoneman from Yarrow. Loyal knocking it around the park here as we approach the quarter-hour mark. Adams gets it back. Jack Blake. Long ball trying to find Ibarra. Lovely first touch from Miguel Ibarra. Ibarra! Herzog heads in. Offside flag up on the far side. It was almost a dream of an evening for Corey Herzog. With his parents in attendance, he says he always scores when his parents are in the building. Unfortunately, the assistant referee saying not so fast.
But they Loyal need to keep up this intensity. It's just a lovely clinical touch here by Ibarra. He cuts it back to his right foot, a little chip right there, and Herzog just barely off sides. But Loyal need to keep this pressure up and keep creating those opportunities.
Abdikadir, out to Larraz. The latest to the Loyal party, those two. Fortunate mistake there from Haji. Well, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation, and we'll get back to that in a moment. As the foul is called in the center of the park against the aforementioned Haji Abdikadir.
And Abdikadir, he actually got the ball. He got there a little early, but I think his back foot is what came through and clipped Robles. We'll see here, he slides. Yes, he actually gets the ball, but it's the back leg as he's sliding through. That's a good call by the referee. Haji trying to plead his case. He did get the ball, but then that trailing leg swept the legs out from underneath Robles.
And that ball that he did get there, despite getting a little bit of the man as well. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Awkward one for Austin Guerrero as he takes no chances. Jackson Reagan. In the center with Anguiano. Mueller, the captain this evening. The Scouser Tom Brewitt, who wore the captain's armband last week. A dinner on. Tried to pull the trigger. Shut down. Abdikadir. Well, Shabani and Blake giving chase to no avail. Herzog looks to apply some pressure here. Guerrero. The two-hand punch, cries of handball. They are heard by referee Matthew Corrigan.
And Guerrero, he comes for those with such confidence, able to get his fist on it, punch it out of his 18-yard box. Adams is well there to hold it up and handball.
Well, this summer, Chicano Federation presents Kicking It with the Loyal, a free 8-week soccer camp that will host 800 children ages 5 to 12 at the United States Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista. Soccer camps are open to all San Diego Unified students for free. There are still spots available for the coming weeks. You can apply at levelupsandiego.org. Joshua Yarrow. An absolutely gorgeous night in America's finest city. Gives it over to Charlie Adams, who knocks forward, and Corey Herzog's now going to give chase. 70 degrees at sunset on a Saturday night in SD. ever grateful. 19th minute, 0-0. San Diego Loyal. Visitors from the Pacific Northwest, Tacoma Defiance, who have been nothing short of a thorn in the side. Loyal this year. Again, we said it in the opening, 5 wins total for Tacoma in this 2021 USL season. 2 of them against the team they're playing tonight. Both of those victories did come up in Tacoma. It's the first trip down here to SD. Gray and blue clad away team. Another awkward one for Guerrero. The purple gargoyle-blessed goalkeeper comes charging out and does enough to put it out into touch.
Yeah, he's playing high enough that those through balls that are going to start to skip more and more as it gets a little bit more damp out there, he's going to be able to clean those up. And he'd rather play that out for a throw-in like that versus having them come down at him full speed on a 1v1.
Austin Guerrero got his 3rd start for Loyal last week, his first loss. First time he didn't keep a clean sheet, in fact. But he again gets the start tonight with Trey Muse left on the bench. We'll get back to that in a moment. Here's Jack Blake playing it to his new teammate, Haji Abdikadir. Charlie Adams, Elijah Martin. Charlie Adams likes to play that deep lying role, get a good view of the proceedings in front of him.
And this is so much more what everyone's used to seeing from Loyal, with Larraz pushing high on the right side. Blake is able to join in the attack more because he's in more of an attacking role versus a sitting 6.
Right as you say that, Larraz attacks his defender. Maybe overhits the cross a little bit, but it works out as a switching of the point of attack. Ibarra back to the deep lying Charlie Adams. Adams plays one to the back post. It's Larraz back across the face. Herzog, did it cross? It did! Goal! Goal! I'm not sure who's gonna get credit. Corey Herzog is celebrating as if it's gonna be his name on the score sheet. It's 1-0 to SD Loyal in the 22nd minute.
But what you love here, Larraz, 19 years old, has the wherewithal after this beautiful cross by Adams to play it back across the goal versus trying to score it. Comes off Moshobani, off of Herzog. It's bouncing around. I think that's Herzog that got the last touch. Moshobani, who's been so dangerous with his head. Herrera makes an initial save.
Herzog claiming it.
Herzog, yes, right there we could see that's Herzog. It might not be one of his prettiest, but with that goal, that puts him at 71 goals career. He is second behind Herrera with 72. One more, he's tied for second as the all-time leading scorer in USL.
That goal brought to you by Rocket League. Corey Herzog, perhaps with a little help from Tacoma captain Taylor Mueller. But Herzog has been officially credited with the opening goal tonight. And you had a chance to talk with Corey's parents a couple hours ago in attendance this evening, and we heard from Corey Herzog himself back a few days ago. I speak for yours truly and my colleagues Jordan Caruth and Darren Smith. They heard from Corey Herzog that he always scores when the parents are in the building.
I think with true to form, that's going to have his parents here for more games because he lived up to that pressure. And Landon has said they've struggled to find that scoring touch in the final third. He wants someone to step up, to take the initiative and make the play. And what we're seeing tonight is a lot of the players are having that urgency in the final third that we don't always see. They have the possession, but they don't have that urgency in the final third.
Corey Herzog now tied for the team lead with a couple other gentlemen on the pitch this evening, Tumi Moshobani and Jack Blake. A lot of good vibes around the ground right now, but a corner also to Tacoma for Loyal to take care of, and it's going to go out harmlessly for a goal kick. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. Offside flag went up there against Corey Herzog. Fans were again getting excited seeing a ball straight over the top with Corey giving chase. You know, Corey himself loves those. Long balls over the top. Loves to play the high press when his team doesn't have the ball. All those high energy qualities that you gotta say are very endearing things to supporters of a team and fans of the game.
Yeah, Herzog is just a nuisance up there. He is nonstop putting not only the goalkeeper, but the back line. And if he's not going to win it, he's going to make it hopefully predictable or easy for his teammate to win that next ball.
Blake tried for the pitching wedge out to Ibarra. But a little strong. Late challenge there from Elijah Martin. Sends Vargas to the ground. And a yellow card comes out for Elijah Martin.
He is a little late on that tackle. I think that's the referee's way of trying to keep this game under control. He knows there's animosity between these teams. Loyal have walked away from 2 games frustratingly with no points. Tacoma are going to scrap and try to get their first road win, especially after seeing Monarchs come into the Palace last weekend and get their first road win. Emotions will be running high tonight.
Elijah Martin, the step down there on the foot of Vargas brought that yellow into the pocket of Matthew Corrigan. I'd say it seemed a tad harsh seeing it in real time, but upon seeing the replay, understand the yellow coming out. Here is Elijah Martin now playing as a left back in the lineup after nursing a hamstring injury. And he's going to now be on a yellow card for the rest of the night. So keep an eye on that storyline. Tacoma, when they've had possession, when they've been able to attack, it's been a lot up this right side. So I'm sure head coach Wade Weber will be encouraging more of that. Force Elijah Martin to make more challenges throughout the night. Oh! Toumi Moshobani just got absolutely crunched by Jackson Reagan. Jack Blake comes flying over to get into his face. They're all broken up, and Toumi is still down in a heap. Eventually back to his feet, but Shannon, we could hear that one all the way up here.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to see an easier decision for a yellow card than that one. Reagan, Toumi, was so quick with the ball at his feet that he's able to elude him, and Reagan just can't slow himself and just slams into him. He's trying to say he got the ball, but he clearly didn't have anything near a touch on that. And that's when you have crafty players with the ball at their feet. They can draw those fouls and create those.
Good to see Toumi Moshobani back up to his feet and moving seemingly just fine after taking that hit from a truck there moments ago. This one's going to roll out harmlessly from a Tacoma point of view. 27 minutes and change gone. SD Loyal 1, Tacoma Defiance 0. Corey Herzog, one of his perhaps less aesthetically pleasing goals out of his 4 this season, but it's one that gives his side a much desired 1-0 lead after back-to-back 1-0 losses in what just a short while ago was a place we called Fortress Torero Stadium. Back-to-back 1-0 losses to a very strong Phoenix Rising team, make no mistake about it, and to an upstart Real Monarchs SLC side, but of course that victory for Monarchs was their first away win of the season, not one that we saw coming here in San Diego. So Loyal back with a lead at home, up 1-0. As we now reach the 28-minute mark of the night.
Step away!
The captain, Mueller. Ball unable to find a teammate. Instead, it finds Austin Guerrero. Loyal fans, be sure to download the free Yuta app and play the San Diego Loyal Prediction Game, a new game available before each remaining Loyal match, and you can win great prizes. You can find the Loyal Prediction Game in the contest section at the bottom of the Yuda app. Jack Blake finding his new friend Oliver Larraz. And a lot of Blake out wide right to Larraz this evening. The first professional start for the Colorado Rapids low knee, filling in for Jack Metcalf, that right wing back position. Blake to Larraz, back to Blake. To Haji Abdikadir, almost lost it, got it back, did a great job getting it back. Jack Blake finds Corey Herzog. Can Herzog keep it in? He can. Herzog goes slamming into the boards. Never shy from contact with opponents, and apparently never shy with contact with advertising hoardings. Cries of handball from the loyal faithful around us. Abdikadir wins it back. He thinks about a shot. Abdikadir cracks, and this one is up and over everything.
That's very ambitious. I see what he's trying to do. He sees that Herrera is off his line a little bit, but when he's a keeper that's that tall, it's almost impossible to chip him from that range.
Hearing echoes of a color commentator talking about low and hard into a corner. Shots from distance against a 6'6" goalkeeper. That was not an example of such.
Yeah, and especially when they're having such good possession in that attacking third and creating the opportunities. It would have been better to try to find Larraz out on the right side and build off of that.
And Corey Herzog has just been shown a yellow card.
Yeah, Corey Herzog, that's a silly yellow card when he's already sitting on 6 for the season. He's trying to help Tacoma out. He thought the ball was a little bit further back, so he's throwing the ball back towards Mueller. The referee says, no thank you, I don't need your help, I've got this under control. And a silly yellow card for Herzog.
Herzog and Moshobani giving chase. Big Christian Herrera sliding out, putting it in touch. Ibarra with a chance to drive towards the defender. Instead plays the overlapping run of Elijah Martin. It's going to come all the way for Jack Blake. Blake into Moshobani. Moshobani spins. Moshobani shoots. And it's high and actually well wide in the end of it. Toomey just couldn't keep control of the effort after a great bit of play from SD Loyal.
Yeah, a lovely little slip ball by Jack Blake to a diagonal run by Toomey. He uses the momentum of the defender and spins out, but he's just a little bit off balance as he clips that and just goes over. But that's what Landon wants to see, these players take an initiative in this final third. That's a lovely little sequence.
Blake cutting in off the right side, like he loves to do. Ooh, frustration foul from Toomey Moshobani.
But Loyal are doing well to press and force mistakes in Tacoma. It's not allowing them to get any sense of rhythm, so they need.
Adeniran on his right foot, sliding challenge from Joshua Yarrow. Brilliant stop from the Ghanaian number 14. Ooh. Bit of a dangerous one there for Ibarra. Thankfully he got the crown of the head on it. Fans loving the effort. Ibarra squares up. It's time with Anguiano. Angled ball from the Tacoma number 88. Yarrow uses the shoulder and wins a throw down in the defensive corner. A couple of great defensive plays in the last minute from Josh Yarrow. It's been such a welcomed addition to this Loyal team since joining partway through, albeit early on, but still after the start of this 2021 season.
Yes, Yarrow, he plays so simple and makes such good decisions on the ball. He very rarely gives it away and wins his battles. He looks like he picked up a little bit of a knock, so Coach Landon's going to be watching him and hoping he can walk that off.
Jack Blake thought he was off to the races there had he been able to get by the defender. Tacoma back with it. A lot of possession in the opening 5 to 10 minutes for the visitors, not so much since. Rayan Back to Anguiano. Anguiano, 2 goals to his name this season. Good for second on the team. Behind Adinaron with 3. Vargas attacking his defender Martin. That's Elijah Martin on a yellow card. Now into the 18. It's a decent service in the end of it on a desperation slide. Back to Vargas. Anguiano. The feet of Robles. Still Robles. All the way back out left. Robles sends the ball in. Guerrero comes out and catches calmly. Herzog. Beautiful first time ball, and Herzog is knocked to the floor by Mueller, and that's got to be a yellow card. It is indeed.
Another easy call by the referee, Herzog. You know, people don't realize how hard that touch was that Herzog just took, because Guerrero had that ball driven on a rope and a clean touch to Moshobani. Mueller knew Herzog was more than likely going to get that back and was off to the races. So in that sense, it's a good tactical foul. But now you're sitting on a yellow card as well.
Loyal get it back underway. 35th minute with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of a close range goal, we'll call it that, from Corey Herzog. Tacoma continue their hunt for an equalizer. Guerrero's gonna take his sweet time with this one. This tackles for the win promotion. It's brought to you by our friends at Rubio's Coastal Grill. If San Diego Loyal win tonight's match, fans receive 1 free a la carte taco by entering the coupon code SDLoyal online at rubios.com or in the Rubio's app tomorrow, August 15th, to get your free taco. Stoneman keeps it in, clears it partway out. Adinaron. Stuff there from Josh Yarrow again. Brilliant defensive effort in this first half. Herzog's got the goal, but I'd say Yarrow's been the MVP of this first 45 as Moshobani is kicked to the floor. That's on Brewitt. And you saw referee Matthew Corrigan counting, using the fingers, counting 1, 2, 3, and there it is. There's the yellow card. Brewitt not liking it. The yellow does indeed come out. A card-heavy first 45, Shin.
Again, Toomey does well with this first touch. Brewitt's just a step too late because he takes the touch against his momentum. That's a clear yellow card. When the ball's gone and you still get the player, that's a yellow.
3 yellow cards for Tacoma. All 3 starting defenders carrying yellows now. Mueller, Brewitt, and Reagan. And 2 yellow cards for San Diego.
Yeah, and with the pressure that Loyal are putting them under, they could very well draw a second yellow and get one of those defenders tossed. So they want to keep pressing and force them to come in late on these tackles.
One of those aforementioned Loyal yellow cards is Corey Herzog. Herzog screaming to anyone who will listen that Taylor Mueller on a yellow card kicked that ball away, and Loyal were trying to take a quick free kick. I think it's all going to even out here.
Yeah, he wants the second yellow for either the foul or the fact that he got the yellow card because he kicked the ball away. But the referee wisely is not going to give a soft second yellow.
The 2 Englishmen in the lineup over this one, the right and left. Blake with the 7, Charlie Adams with the 6 on his back. It's going to be the captain, Charlie Adams. Whips this one in towards the back stick. Some pushing and shoving, and a whistle from Matthew Corrigan. Tacoma with those 3 yellow cards seem well on their way to the 5 that they received when they beat San Diego 3-1 back in May.
Tacoma's definitely a team that's not afraid to get physical. Loyal need to keep their calm, keep the possession and the ball moving quickly to avoid getting any injuries, but also to keep drawing the fouls and yellow cards.
Blake out wide right to Larraz. Lost track of how many times we've said that in the first half. That's a good thing for Landon Donovan and Nate Miller. Larraz has not looked like some new guy. He's fit right in with this team, and he's really brought something that they certainly seem to be missing last week. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, Larraz brings a high soccer IQ. He's 19 years old, but he's reading the game. If you watch him off the ball, he's checking away and coming back, which is giving him the space when he gets the ball. So he reads the game well and is very smart.
19 years old with the number 19 on his back. Big night in the young career of Oliver Larraz. Throw in upcoming for Loyal. Just down below us. Elijah Martin saying, y'all are the attackers. Well, let me take this thing. Throws it back to Yarrow. Grant Stoneman, who's been quiet in this first half, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for a central defender whose team has a 1-0 lead. A lot of spectacular challenges and big defensive efforts from Yarrow. Stoneman has been there, make no mistake about it. Blake, perhaps asking just a bit too much of Oliver Larraz. Must have heard us singing his praises. Ibarra tries to keep this one in, and he does so, and an obstruction call against Herzog, and Herzog goes to the floor. Perhaps a slight shove there from Herrera, and that slight shove is going to draw another yellow card to a Tacoma Defiance player, this time the goalkeeper Herrera.
And that, just as we said, Herzog's was a silly yellow. This is a silly yellow if you're Herrera. The referee gave you the call. Herzog was bodying him up, but he gets up and reacts, pushes Herzog down. Herzog, of course, makes a bit of a meal of it, but that's a silly yellow card for Herrera.
So with that yellow card to number 31, Christian Herrera, that is now the goalkeeper and all 3 listed defenders carrying yellow cards before halftime tonight. Everybody from the midfield forward saying, hey, we're behaving ourselves.
That just shows you the pressure that Loyola have had. Tacoma, their entire back line and goalkeeper, and all sitting on yellow cards in the first 40 minutes.
In that block of time, those first 40 minutes, only 1 shot on goal. That was Corey Herzog. The slightest of touch with the knee or shin. Did just enough. And had the only goal of the night. And a reminder that you can buy the newest SD Loyal gear, including kits, the Adidas collection, and some unique designs you can't find anywhere else at the shop. Shop online today at theshop.sdloyal.com or visit the shop in person in Mission Valley. Tumi Moshobane almost got the nutmeg, and a soft whistle there. I say soft, not actually about the call itself, more soft in volume. Hardly hear it. A few Loyal players didn't hear it and kept on playing. Free kick to Tacoma. Back underway, heading from left to right on your screens for the remainder of this first period. 3 minutes plus added time left in this first half. Loyal with that 1-0 lead, courtesy of Corey Herzog. Larraz brings it down with the right foot and draws a foul as well. Calm defending from the 19-year-old outright.
And he's just bringing such a sophistication. As we said, it's such big shoes to fill with Metcalf, but Larraz is up to the challenge.
Landon Donovan and Nate Miller have gotta love what they're seeing. Ooh, about calm at the back there from Haji Abdikadir.
And when you think of Larraz at 19 years old, you know that that's a player that has a lot of soccer at the highest level ahead of him if he keeps working hard and stays humble.
Tumi Moshobane. Back to Joshua Yarrow. To Abdikadir. Charlie Adams. Push in the back there from Anguiano. Works through it. Unfortunate giveaway from Stoneman.
Little miscommunication. Blake went for the through ball and Stoneman wanted him to come to feet.
Oh, little miscommunication there. Not right between Rayan, the man on the ball, Obed Vargas. I want to let you know that San Diego Loyal season ticket memberships for the 2021 season are still on sale. Choose between 3 membership levels of benefits and get the perks of being a member. Visit sdloyal.com/memberships or emailing tickets at sdloyal.com.
Yo, get connected!
Austin Guerrero gonna boom this one into the San Diego night sky. Moshobani tussling out there with Jackson Reagan. Eventually knocked down, and Abdikadir turning back saying, "What did I do?" Corrigan saying, "You knocked him in the back." Foul, free kick, Tacoma. No yellow card though that time. We've seen 6 total in this first half. 4 for Tacoma, 2 for San Diego Loyal. Elijah Martin in the 25th minute, Corey Herzog in the 31st. A goal and a yellow card in a 1-0 lead. It doesn't get much more Corey Herzog than that.
I'll get it.
There's a tricky one for Guerrero. He does just enough to sort of palm that one out. Unable to get a full punch on it, but he got his right paw to it. Elijah Martin carries forward. As we find out, we will have 1 minute of added time at the end of this first half.
And that save was huge by Guerrero because he had a dinner in right there, ready to head that in, but he gets enough to push that ball out. And Elijah Martin does well to drive it forward.
See Elijah Martin limping a little bit, now kind of walking it off. You hold your breath there, knowing the hamstring situation for Elijah Martin. Those oh-so temperamental hamstrings.
And just how well Loyal have played as a unit. You hate to have to make a change because of an injury at this point.
It's been a great effort. Back to front, front to back, the whole 11. It's pitched in. A fine first half performance. No different there from Austin Guerrero. The limits of his goalkeeping county there.
And Loyal knew Tacoma were going to look to go fast and hard into the space, so Guerrero playing higher is able to clean up a lot of those through balls and keep them out of trouble.
The sweeper keeper with the gargoyle on his chest has a clean sheet after 45 minutes. San Diego Loyal have a 1-0 lead after 45 minutes and change, courtesy of Corey Herzog getting in the mix. Brilliant contribution from the new boy, Oliver Larraz, in his first professional start this evening. The 19-year-old with a great header back across the face of goal, and in a mad scramble, Corey Herzog got the final, a critical touch to give his side the lead. We're back with the halftime show. It's Loyal 1, Tacoma Defiance 0. Stay tuned.
It starts off with a little seed, and with a little love from nature, it sprouts to life. And when delicious fresh fruits and veggies are perfect, they are rushed to the home of fresh. Sprouts, where goodness grows.
I'm not even sure what's happening here, and I know it's fast, but I'm in love with you. We're gonna be together forevs, and I'm gonna keep you looking good, boo. That's why I got you unlimited washes. That's right, we're gonna binge wash, babe. Commit to your car. What are you waiting for?
So it begins. Your epic adventure, where champagne bubbly meets rose petal rain. Floating your way to a life of leisure. To the victor go the spoils, as the neon gods send Lady Luck your way. Funner. It's more than a place. It's a state of mind. Find your funner here.
Welcome back in to Torero Stadium here in San Diego, California. Halftime between Loyal and the Defiance. San Diego with a 1-0 lead over the visitors from the Pacific Northwest, courtesy of a goal from Corey Herzog. We get a look at the upcoming schedule for SD Loyal. Some winnable matches and some big matches in there as well.
Yeah, Loyal's happy not to see the likes of Phoenix Rising in the next few games. Haven't gotten all 4 of their games under their belt already. But it's important. They're responding tonight. Can they see this game out and then look up to pick up more points at home and then when they go on the road for Sacramento and Oakland?
We talked about Tacoma steadily creeping up the standings after a slow start. Here's a little look at what Tacoma Defiance have in their near future.
And as we mentioned earlier, Tacoma still has 2 games in hand on San Diego, which makes the points tonight even more important. So they have games in hand, but they're on the road 3 out of their next 5. And as we've mentioned numerous times tonight, they're yet to pick up a road win.
That's an Oakland Roots team a couple of games from now that just picked up a big win against Los Dos today. Crazy things happening in the West. And Shannon, let's give a big congratulations to Jack and Holly. Our colleague, Jack Cronin, now a married man.
I'm sure he's going to give us some stick for this, but congratulations, Jack and Holly. We wish you guys all the best. You're missed, but we hope you're enjoying your honeymoon.
A beautiful, beautiful picture that is. Congratulations again to our friends Jack and Holly, SD Loyal. Play-by-play voice, Jack Cronin. My name is Nate Abaurea, filling in for the aforementioned Jack Cronin. Shannon McMillan and yours truly will be back after this USL Feature of the Week.
First-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Tees it up, what a strike, and what a goal! Hartford has a goal! And Lou City double their money! And how sweet the sound at Lynn Family Stadium!
At Chosen Foods, we are inspired by the vibrant culinary lifestyle of the Baja Med and, of course, by avocados. From our flagship avocado oil to our family of dressings, mayos, simmer sauces, and guacamoles, the versatility of all Chosen Foods avocado-based products offer you the freedom to be both healthy and creative in the kitchen. Join us in the sun-drenched utopia of Chosen Foods, the avocado. Celebrate it.
During this pandemic, many families are worried about Disney healthcare facilities. I'm Dr. Gail Knight, Rady Children's Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer. I'd like to share with you the advice that I give my own family and friends. The best thing that you can do to keep your child healthy is to continue to keep routine appointments like vaccinations and regular checkups. This keeps you, your child, and our community as protected as possible. We are always open, we are here for you, and we are safe.
Nate and Shannon back here with you at Torero Stadium in San Diego, California. Some beautiful festivities for Portuguese Heritage Night going on down on the pitch right now, and get a little chance to look around the league with some news and notes in the USL Championship.
Yeah, and it's Supporters Month, and I love seeing this because the supporters, they bring so much energy to their home teams. They live and breathe the game. They get just as frustrated and emotional as the players do. So for them to be celebrated this month is something special.
Absolutely, and some of those Supporters Month festivities certainly going on here at Torero Stadium this evening, and one of the best ways that Loyal could honor their supporters would be with 3 points. A chance now to look at the upcoming schedule around the USL Championship. I'm suddenly real intrigued by that New Mexico United Oakland Roots clash on Wednesday night.
Yeah, and a lot of big divisional matchups. We've talked about it. Tacoma with a couple games in hand, but it just shows 3 points behind Loyal tonight. Loyal need all 3 points to get some separation and stay in that third spot.
That would be a big win for SD Loyal tonight. Tacoma, if they were to get 3 points, talking about being even on points with 2 games in hand against SD Loyal for that crucial third spot. It was all about Loyal chasing down Orange County just a week or so ago. Now suddenly it's making sure that Tacoma Defiance don't creep up and take over that third position. We're gonna look around the scoreboard of the USL Championship. I keep alluding to this surprising Oakland Roots result. There it is for you. Anything else jumping out to you, Shannon?
Yes, Orange County right now at halftime. They've got the 1-0 lead on Phoenix Rising. If that holds out, they'll close the gap a little bit and stay in second place. And then over there, Las Vegas Lights. Don't count them out. This is such a difficult division. And Vegas Lights have the 1-0 lead on Sac Republic.
And we will see Las Vegas Lights on Wednesday night here at Torero Stadium. But tonight, it's Loyal with a 1-0 lead against Tacoma Defiance. We're back with the second half after this.
Torero Stadium in San Diego. It has been a sellout the last few days. Loyal SC ready to kick off this season. Stadium in San Diego. Professional soccer has finally arrived.
It's time to get moving with the financial partner that's here for your journey. From small steps to big milestones, USE Credit Union is here for you. With tools to help you bank fast, solutions to help you go far, and a team of dream makers that's ready to help you step forward with confidence. USE Credit Union.
Loyal enjoying a 1-0 lead over the visitors in town from the Pacific Northwest, Tacoma Defiance. Corey Herzog with the lone goal in this first 45. We get a chance to look at some of the highlights of that first half.
Coach Landon was looking for Loyal to respond after losing the last couple at home, and they certainly have. You see early here, Tacoma's got a little bit of a run of play in the first 5 minutes, but then Loyal settled in and started to take the tempo into their rhythm.
Some early defensive shakiness perhaps, but it definitely steadied out. The ship steadied for San Diego Loyal. A big opportunity here as Corey Herzog thought he'd given his side the lead, only to see that offside flag raised on the far side. But in the 22nd minute, Herzog got his goal, just barely.
Yes, and it's a lovely cross by Adams and redirected by Larraz. Bouncing around, and Herzog, the last Loyal player to get on touch on that. It doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to get across that line. Herzog with his 71st goal in USL history.
Taylor Mueller, we saw it there, may have pitched in a helping knee or shin. SD Loyal continued to press. Corey Herzog wants to hear nothing of that helping shin from the defender. Tumi Moshobane, the chance. The 31-minute mark for SD Loyal. Couldn't keep control on a spin in traffic there.
Yeah, but a lovely little slip pass by Blake, and he's just falling backwards a little bit, which causes him to get under it and sends it over the bar.
Possession pretty much even. Anything else jumping out to you when you see the stats?
Yeah, what we've talked about all season is Loyal tends to outpossess teams, but sometimes they don't have that sense of urgency, and we see that tonight. Landon wanted someone to take initiative and make the plays, and there's a handful of them doing it out there.
The yellow card stat, perhaps something else that might jump off the page. 2 for Loyal, 4 for Tacoma. They had 5 in the entire match against Loyal in that 3-1 win back in May up in Tacoma. So they're already nearing that. We've only played 45 minutes, and that was a rather high total. That was a number that caught some eyes when they tacked up 5 yellow cards in 90 minutes. So 4 after 45 tonight, and a very interesting aspect of that, we talked about it in the first half. The 4 gentlemen who were yellow carded: goalkeeper Christian Herrera, defender Taylor Mueller, got yellow carded in the 35th minute, Tom Brewitt, defender, got yellow carded in the 36th minute, and Jackson Reagan, who got yellow carded way back in the 25th minute. Yes, you heard correctly. The goalkeeper and all of the starting defenders carrying yellow cards as we start the second half.
And that's pure frustration, and it comes from, one, the Loyal playing quickly when the ball comes to them and drawing the fouls, but also the constant pressure that Loyal kept the back 4 of Tacoma under the entire half.
The fans making their way back to their seats, going and grabbing a refreshment or two during the break here at Torero Stadium. Another special hello to everybody tuning in this evening on your view, Cox Channel 4, your new home in San Diego for SD Loyal Soccer. My name is Nate Abaurrea. Alongside me is U.S. Soccer Hall of Famer Shannon McMillan. Pleasure and privilege to be with you wherever you are and however you're tuning this one in tonight. SD Loyal in all white from head to toe, attacking from left to right on your screens in this second 45 towards their loudest, most exuberant supporters, Los Chavos and the locals and the Rainbow Loyals. The goal to our right, Tacoma, that gray melting into the light blue, the mostly gray kit, attacking from right to left on your screens here in the second half. Our player to watch tonight, Tumi Moshobane. Is watching a pass out wide to Elijah Martin. One of the brightest players all season for Tacoma. And driving forward there, Samuel Adeniran, Houston, Texas native. 3 goals on the season. Good for the team lead. Loyal, the team lead is 4. That's 3 players tied with 4 goals. Tumi Moshobane and Jack Blake came into this game on 4. Corey Herzog came in on 3. Corey netted his 4th back in the 22nd minute. I will say nothing more of the help from the shin or knee of Taylor Mueller. Charlie Adams sees the run of Larraz, plays Larraz. Throw into the home side down in the right corner. Blake to Stoneman. Yarrow to Martin. Ibarra centers, Blake can't get on the end of it. Into the hands of Christian Herrera. 2 minutes gone here in this second half.
Loyal want to continue to keep this press. They don't want Tacoma to get any sense of rhythm or possession or opportunities on those through balls.
Strong stuff from Adeniran. Get on the end of with a heavy touch there, and Herzog moments later is fouled.
You can sense the frustration from Mueller. He was in the ref's ear as they came out at half, yelling at the referee after Herzog went down on that initial foul by him. Referee actually let that one play on.
Herzog got on the end of it, put it in the back of the net. The offside flag was up, and Corey's got to be careful there. That's him on a yellow, and the whistle had clearly blown. Play was dead, and he still went ahead and practiced a nice finish to the corner off the post. Some referees don't take too kindly to that kind of thing.
Yes, referees expect the play to stop when they blow that whistle, playing it away afterwards. That's what got him the first yellow card tonight.
Calm stuff from Josh Yarrow. More of the same after an outstanding first half defensively for the Ghanaian number 14. Here's Adeniran though. There's Grant Stoneman. The big defensive contribution. Can Blake get there first? He can. Jack Blake, still Jack Blake. Couple of step overs, goes to ground, wins a free kick. Sold well.
Sold well, but what started that buildup was Reagan had to be careful when Tumi Moshobani spun him. You saw him kind of hold up because he knows he's sitting on a yellow card, and then Blake draws the foul there because at speed, Tacoma knows Blake is a specialist outside the box with his shot, and he does well here. A little step over, gets a little bit of a forearm in there. It's probably a little soft, but at the same time, it's a foul.
And now a tantalizing set-piece opportunity for the home side. The two Englishmen over the ball. It's got the angle that kind of screams left-footed curler back to that near post, up and over the wall to that vacant side of the goal, but Jack Blake might be giving his piece right now for why he should be the one to take. We shall see which Englishman it will be. It's Charlie Adams. It's over the top.
Yeah, and he just got under that. Again, he's got to hit a ball that's going to dip right after it gets over the wall if it's going to want to have an opportunity, because Herrera is just so tall and such a presence in that goal.
Control. Up. Ollie, get high. Inside Blake, find it. Blake, think about.
Yarrow to Larraz. Two new additions to the Loyal lineup. Lovely ball from Blake for Herzog. Herzog just out of the reach of Tumi Moshobani.
Herzog's unselfish there, but I think he should have taken a touch into the path of the defender there, potentially draw the foul. But instead he passes, trying to find Moshobani's feet.
Herzog, wall pass out to Ibarra. Josh Yarrow, who's had seemingly as many touches as any Loyal player here in the opening 7 minutes or so. Yarrow with another one of those spins on the ball at the back. A tad unorthodox, but he stays calm as he's showing off the dazzling footwork of a modern center back.
Yeah, more often than not, those touches make any coach and teammate stressed, but he's so composed when he does that. The team has utmost faith and trust in him.
Modern football where Goalkeepers think they're center backs, and center backs think they're maestro center midfielders. Everybody can play, everybody's got touch. All 11 players need to have good feet these days. Little poke away from Tumi Moshobani. Crafty stuff from Tumi. Jack Blake. Did he win a corner? No, says the assistant. Well, okay then.
Blake letting the AR know he doesn't agree with that call. But the AR did have good position. They were on the end line, so they had a good look at that.
The locals and Los Chavos, Rainbow loyal supporters, singing about their love for the home side in all white.
And they would love nothing more than to Loyal to get a second goal in front of them.
It's been a while since Loyal have scored a goal in front of their flag-waving, drum-banging supporters sections. To actually look back on when that would be. Certainly has not been in the last 2 home matches. They haven't scored at all in those 2 games, and the goal tonight coming from Corey Herzog, the other end of the ground. Adams tries to find Ibarra just out of the reach. The man beloved in the state of Minnesota. A lot of respect all over Southern California. Former U.S. men's national team player Miguel Ibarra. Substitutions brought to you by Sprouts Farmers Market. What are you thinking we're going to see out of this, Shannon, as far as a change of shape, perhaps, from Tacoma with the 1-0 deficit?
Well, it shows Weber has faith in his back 3 and keeper to not make any subs, knowing they're all sitting on yellow, so these are probably more offensive, trying to get players that can get the touches on the ball, get some possession to take the sting out of the Loyal press.
Here's Jack Blake. Blake drives one from distance, and it's just wide the near post. Christian Herrera.
But that's what's been missing for Loyal, because Blake's had to drop into more of a 6 role, so he's had to play more defensive position. But he hit that low, and you saw it was past an outstretched Herrera, just a bit wide though.
Again, recapping that substitution. Issa Rayan and Danny Robles coming out of the game. Ray Serrano and Ethan Dobelar coming in. Well, it went wide, but I must say it was nice to see Jack Blake cracking a shot from distance moments ago. It's the kind of thing that gets people excited. Here's Tumi Moshobani, giving folks a few more reasons to get out of their seats, and he draws a foul. Wins a free kick in a dangerous spot for Loyal. You're gonna get a chance to see that drive from distance from Jack Blake moments ago.
And he loves getting that right foot set up. He hits that really well, and it skips off the ground as it gets late in the night. And Moshobani, he's just so quick with the ball at his feet. The 4 goals have just improved his confidence. He's dribbling and causing fouls like that, and this is a great opportunity for Loyal.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white shirts in the area to aim for Jack Blake. Blake drives it in. It's flicked off the head of a defender and out for a Loyal corner.
And luckily for Tacoma, because there were loyal players crashing that 6-yard box.
Charlie Adams going to take this one. Captain's armband. Going to whip this one in. That fine left foot of his. Oh, Herzog and Ibarra both at the near post. So they both missed it. And there's Adams. Was he fouled? He was. Another free kick and another very dangerous position for SD Loyal.
That's a clear foul. Tacoma's just a second late on a lot of these tackles, and Adams here with a good aggressive touch. He takes another one. Mendoza doesn't think he got that much of him, but both the AR and the referee agreed. The AR's flag was up, so they both saw the same thing on that one.
Charlie Adams standing over this one. Jack Blake ready to whip this one in, but keep an eye out for Charlie Adams still getting involved with this set piece, causing a bit of confusion. And now Charlie's gonna jog his way back over to that ball, and he's gonna stand over it with his fellow Englishman, Jack Blake. Adams drives it in, deflection, back to Elijah Martin. Elijah Martin shoots! Oh, tailing just wide and out for a goal kick.
That would have been quite the return tonight for Elijah Martin. He's not known for those shots, but he takes the opportunity, and that's okay, because if he doesn't do that, it could be a turnover and Tacoma could be off to the races. So you want to see your player that's holding back either miss that badly like that, but definitely don't get it caught into a counterattack ball.
A couple more substitutions brought to you by Sprouts Farmers Market. Robles and Brewitt leaving the match. Entering the match, Alexander Villanueva. Villanueva and Juan Alvarez, I beg your pardon, coming in the match for Tacoma.
And their offensive moves, Coach Weber is pushing to get the equalizer. A lot of speed up front now.
4 sets of fresh legs, in fact, here for Tacoma. On the other hand, SD Loyal haven't made a sub yet as we pass the hour mark on the night. The USL on ESPN sees 2 of the East's best clash to kick off a fall to remember. USL on ESPN continues. Perennial contenders Louisville City FC travel to Dillon Stadium to meet Hartford Athletic in a potential playoff preview. September 7th, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Nate Abarrea and Shannon Macmillan here with you tonight at Torero Stadium in San Diego. Calm stuff back there from Josh Yarrow to see that one out for a goal kick for the purple-clad San Diego native with the stone gargoyle across the front of the shirt, Austin Guerrero, who seems to be, for the time being, the first-choice goalkeeper for this SD Loyal team. Trey Muse on the bench again this evening for the hosts.
Just saw individual talent right there with Laraz, a nutmeg on the flank, and then drives forward, beats a second player. Can't say enough about him and his debut tonight.
Again, not just his debut for Loyal, as Adams has it knocked away. Space out wide. Out in the middle, Yarrow does enough to one partway clear, and there's the aforementioned Laraz with a lovely ball to the feet of Herzog. Herzog knocked down from behind. No whistle ever came. Corey Herzog back up to his feet through the referee. Now one touch to Moshovane. Moshovani pokes out to Ibarra. Can Miguel get there? He can. Dazzling stuff from Miguel Ibarra. Into Jack Blake. Moshovani. Tumi Moshovani in the flavorful 25-30 second run there from San Diego Loyal comes to a bit of a disappointing end. Stoneman plays all the way back to a scrambling Guerrero. A reminder that you can get a free Magic Joe wash from Soapy Joe's when SD Loyal's goalie holds a clean sheet. Text CLEAN to 94321. That's right, if SD Loyal give up no goals, you get a free wash that can be used at any Soapy Joe's location. Text CLEAN to 94321. Terms and conditions apply. Austin Guerrero has become something of a fan favorite for getting people free car washes around San Diego. 2 clean sheets to his name already this season, and he's quite a good ways, possibly, knock on wood, to a third.
With us, Blake, with us!
Foul against Yarrow there. Haven't said that too much this evening, and free kick taken quickly by Tacoma. Here's a real chance for the visitors, and here's an equalizer for the visitors. Goal! Tacoma have leveled the score at 1 in the 65th minute. And it's the substitute, Alex Villanueva, straight into the action and straight onto the score sheet. And you got to say, that quick set piece caught Loyal sleeping, Shannon.
And that's 2 substitutes. Tacoma plays the quick ball instead of setting it up to play that in. Serrano plays it across, and Villanueva is just able to get in front of Larraz. Wide open, easy tap in for Tacoma.
Well, how about that? SD Loyal seem to be in cruise control for much of this night. Now it's a 1-1 game.
You sensed a shift in energy with the substitutes that Tacoma made. And I have to say, I really think Mueller's gotten in the referee's head. He spoke to him at halftime. He's talking a lot. You see him there applauding that call. All of a sudden, a lot of the calls are going against Loyal, and calls that Loyal were getting in the first half, they're not getting this second half.
Sometimes the leadership qualities of a captain, it's not all what you do with your feet. Sometimes it's what you're able to do with your words. They say that only the captain should be allowed to talk to the referee in that fashion. Well, it certainly seems that Taylor Mueller is taking full advantage of that age-old footballing cliche. The captain's privilege in conversation with the man in the middle. Big goal off the bench for Alex Villanueva. Tapping in at the back post, one of the easiest finishes he's ever gonna have. Into an empty net. You sensed trouble as soon as the quick free kick was taken. Also sensed trouble as soon as we started talking about Austin Guerrero's clean sheet exploits.
But credit Serrano on that cross. He plays a nice driven ball on the ground that catches Guerrero and Larraz both out of position.
Oh, and here's a bad giveaway, and Yarrow to the rescue, perhaps with a bit of good fortune on his side. Does just enough to keep a 1v1 opportunity taking place against his goalkeeper. Well, 4 substitutions from Tacoma Defiance, still none from SD Loyal. A yellow card coming out to one of those 4 substitutes, Ray Serrano. And in the 67th minute, actually at the 67-minute mark, Tacoma Defiance have now equaled the 5 yellow cards that they were shown in that 3-1 win against Loyal back in May. I was going to ask you who you were expecting or hoping to see come off the bench for San Diego Loyal. I think this may have been one of your answers.
Yeah, Guido, right now he's going to be able to come in and help get control of this ball again, take the sting out of the energy that Tacoma's stepped up with, and look for the opportunity to get Loyal back in front.
That instant classic for SD Loyal against Los Dos back in May, where Alejandro Guido came off the bench with Loyal trailing 1-0. Loyal proceeded to come back and win 2-1, but the winner, the equalizer, scored by Guido. Guido in. Fans love to see that, and a nice round of applause for Haji Abdikadir, his Loyal debut.
And this will now have Blake step back more into the 6 alongside Adams and let Guido play underneath Herzog alongside Moshobani.
That substitution, as always, brought to you by Sprouts, a farmer's market. Ibarra beaten there. He gives way for Elijah Martin, the defender who has himself been on a yellow card since the 25th minute. Bit of a sloppy clearance there. Moshobani fights and wins it back. Took a kick to the ankle, and they're going to go back and give the foul.
It's a good call by the ref. Moshobani tried to fight through that, but unable to get his footing under him after that foul. Referee calls it back when he realizes it's not an advantage.
Stadium has gone awfully quiet in the last few minutes here after that equalizing goal from Alex Villanueva. Here's Guido involved for the first time. It's still Guido. It's Guido saying, "Get out of my way, everybody." He's still on it. And space just closed down. Blake comes flying in to win it back, though, and here's Ibarra. Spot on the field where he loves to be. Men in the box. He's out left with space to whip in across. Gives it into Blake, back heel. Finds Guido. Guido shoots, deflection. Out for a corner kick.
It's a good opportunity by Guido. Almost catches Herrera, but he reacts. Full spread out to touch that out. I think it might have gone out on its own off the deflection, but when you're a goalkeeper, you'd rather be safe there.
Jack Blake to whip it in with the right foot now. Back post, Yarrow back across the face and cleared out. Chance to counter here for Tacoma Defiance. Out for Juan Alvarez. Juan Alvarez with a lovely ball forward for Adeniran. Adeniran just has Martin to get past. He shoots low. It's saved by Guerrero once, and the follow-up is in. It's a goal for Tacoma, and they've taken a shock lead here at Torero Stadium. Unbelievable. Carlos Anguiano puts Defiance in front from 1-0 down just a few minutes ago. It's now Loyal 1, Defiance 2.
And that's off a counterattack. Guerrero does well to make an initial save on Adeniran's shot, but Anguiano, not the cleanest of touches, but he drives this down into the ground, and it bounces over Guerrero, who'd actually recovered, but the ball went to the far post and his momentum was taking him to the near post.
'71st minute officially. Guiano for a 2-1 lead for the visitors in gray. Here comes Tumi Moshobani. Is this to be another night of home disappointment for SD Loyal, or are we setting ourselves up for a barnstorming finale?
Well, the changes Tacoma's made have been spot on by Coach Weber. They've brought the intensity up for Tacoma. They've gotten more of the ball. Loyal now need to go back to what was working with them. Controlling the pace, having the initiative in that final third. And now instead of looking to get back ahead, they've got to find an equalizer.
1-0 lead in the 22nd minute, courtesy of Corey Herzog. 2 goals in a flash for Tacoma. Villanueva and Anguiano. Folks around us scratching their eyes a bit. This is indeed the same game they were watching just a few minutes ago, cheering on their team with a 1-0 lead. There's Elijah Martin, drilling back to Charlie Adams. This is indeed Supporters Month in the USL. August is USL Supporters Month, and we want to hear from you. Visit uslchampionship.com/supporters-month for more information on how you can get involved and have a chance to be featured as the Supporter of the Week. SD loyal supporters getting a wee bit anxious right now as we approach a quarter of an hour left, plus stoppage time in this contest.
It's worth noting, Anguiano only has 3 shots on target this season, and all 3 have resulted in goals against San Diego.
That is absolutely incredible. 3 shots on goal the entire season. It would be impressive if he just had 3 shots and 3 goals. It's all the more bizarre, as Guido's taken to ground, that all 3 of those shots for goals have been against San Diego. Here's Herzog turning. Flag was up. Flag was up. Had he been able to slip it past the goalkeeper, it wouldn't have counted. Another offside flag against Corey Herzog tonight. 74 minutes gone in San Diego. Loyal 1, Tacoma 2. The United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, please visit uslsoccer.com. USL Supporters Month not getting off to a flying start for the loyal fans, but they're trying to do everything they can, showing their dedication, showing their true passion. Behind the goal, Loyal are attacking to your right here in this second half. They had a 1-0 lead at halftime if you're just joining us. The 22nd minute forward, Loyal led 1-0. 2 quick goals. Villanueva and Anguiano have the score where it stands right now. What a win this would be. For the visitors in gray, goal kick signaled. It would be 3-3 for Tacoma against San Diego. 2 of those wins up in the Pacific Northwest, and 1 if it were to happen here tonight at Torero Stadium. We asked in the opening and the build-up to this contest, would the 3rd time be a charm for San Diego against Tacoma? Quarter of an hour or so to answer that question. And it's going to take at least 2 goals and a sound defensive effort. 3 points to be attained for that 3rd time to truly be a charm, and not just another disappointing outing against the Defiance. Yarrow clears. Big night in the Pacific Division. At 1v2 and 3v4. Cool how that worked out. The positions in the table going into these Saturday night showdowns. Phoenix and Orange County. Of course, this one between San Diego and Tacoma. Right now it would be Tacoma taking 3 points back home. Still plenty of time for that to change. Ibarra clears out. Drive forward there from Dobelair. But here comes Guido now. Touch just a little heavy. Guerrero's going to give chase. This one leaks through all the way for Guido. Was Herzog onside? say he was. Sweeper keeper in full effect as Herrera came sliding out. Guido gets there. Was he obstructed? Matthew Corrigan says yes. Free kick to San Diego.
Yeah, Guido's able to get a toe to that, and Mendoza gets stuck flat-footed, blocks Guido from getting in. It's a clear foul. And Herzog was onside there. Herrera did well to come out and just shut down that opportunity. That's one that Herzog's going to want to have done a little bit better on. You see here, Guido, he gets the toe on it, and Mendoza just takes him down.
Another substitution brought to you by Sprouts Farmers Market. Chase Boone entering the game. Tumi Moshobane walking back to the bench. As Blake and Adams stand over this free kick. It's going to be Jack Blake. It's well wide in the end.
I like what he was looking for, though. He's trying to bend it around the wall and catch Herrera to his near post. He just got under that a little bit more than he would have liked. I would have liked to have seen him drive that a bit more, force Herrera into a save. We've seen the momentum completely flip. Tacoma now has the urgency. They're the ones that are taking the game to Loyal with quick passes, the personality players dribbling and forcing turnovers like that by Stoneman.
Oh, it's a lovely turn out there from Serrano.
Yeah, the speed that Coach Weber's brought in has given Loyal all kinds of trouble.
Absolutely, all four substitutes have looked electric since coming in. Nothing short of electric. I'd say Dobelair has been probably the least involved, and even he has had a couple of flashy moments on the ball. Player down on the far side for Loyal, and it's Elijah Martin. And you can only hope that this is cramping and nothing more, because Elijah Martin came into this game nursing a hamstring injury.
And if you're Loyal, that's okay. Use this time to get the team together. Realize there's still plenty of time on the clock to get the equalizer and potentially more. Let everyone catch their breath. Hopefully this takes a little bit of the sting out of what Tacoma's throwing out there right now. But give Loyal a chance to regroup, because right now they're exhausted from chasing Tacoma all over the field.
Chance for everybody. Right after the 80-minute mark. For everybody to get a breath, get a drink. A chance for us to let you know that single game tickets are on sale now. Tickets start at $25 for all remaining 2021 home matches, including the next home match on August 18th against Las Vegas Lights. Visit sdloyal.com/tickets for more info. Elijah Martin back to his feet, but hobbling a bit over the touchline, and looks that's going to be it for Elijah Martin this evening. The unfortunate storyline with the injury there to Elijah Martin, but a brilliant story in the substitute that replaces him. It's Ian Mai. Ian Mai, at 16 years and 278 days, becomes the youngest ever player to play a USL game for SD Loyal.
And if you're a Loyal fan, you're excited to see Ian Mai out there, but you're hoping Elijah Martin is okay. You're hoping that taking him out now is preventing him from doing more harm, and that he'll hopefully be able to get some rehab and get back out there in the next week.
I don't know if I've ever seen a more duality-packed substitution in recent memory than that one. Fantastic moment for the club and for the individual in terms of 16-year-old Ian Mai coming into the game. But again, as we watch Elijah Martin hobbling off members of the training staff, only hope that it's just a bit of a nagging situation and not a additional damage done to that hamstring. Here is Ian Mai. Ian Mayo got some playing time when Club Tijuana Xolos were here at Torero Stadium, but this is indeed his USL Championship debut. Playing the whole second half in that friendly against Xolos. Brilliant summer afternoon cross-border celebration that was. Right now, talk is not celebration for SD Loyal. It's getting a goal back as soon as possible, and then hunting for a winner, one step at a time. It's a good initial contribution there from Ian Mayo. That's almost a great ball from Larraz, just beyond Corey Herzog.
And Oliver Larraz has been nothing but a positive for San Diego Loyal tonight. A big hole that was left by Metcalf's injury, but he stepped in a little too heavy on that ball. If it's a little tempo off of that, Herzog is in. But the good build up there with Larraz.
Talk about urgency. Tacoma, understandably, not showing much after that big flurry a few minutes ago that saw them score both of their goals and then have the lion's share of the possession. The next brief stanza, as that throw in was taken 20, 25 seconds or so to come back in. It was referee Matthew Corrigan saying, "Let's go, let's go." Just that little bluff towards the back pocket. And you waste any more time, you're gonna see yellow. Here's Guido. Here's Ian Mayo. What a story it would be if Ian Mayo to get a goal or an assist here in the second half. Guido into Herzog. Ibarra, still Ibarra. Herzog shoots, cries of handball, waved away. Waved away emphatically by Matthew Corrigan. Talk about patience being a virtue, but time is of the essence. 5 minutes left, plus whatever's added on to the second 45. Guido tries to clip in for Boone. And a bit of legal time wasting from Christian Herrera. As Tacoma is starting to think about every precious second ticking off of the clock here at Torero Stadium.
And that time management, when you're up, you love when you get to have those moments. When you're down, nothing fires you up more. But it's all part of the game. And everybody does it.
Another substitution upcoming. Brought to you by Sprouts Farmers Market. Looks like Cody Baker coming into the game. Replacing Samuel Adeniran. The defender for a center forward. So there's your tactical approach for the close from head coach Wade Weber. Tacoma manager Wade Weber, 1985 to 1988. Played college soccer at a certain place called the University of Portland.
Not a bad place to play soccer.
Some decent women's players have come out of that university. I would say more than decent. And I would say rather legendary.
And the very own Austin Guerrero.
To bring it all back home, like a true commentary professional. No mention of the likes of Shannon Macmillan or Megan Rapinoe. No, we're focusing on the task at hand here. Brilliant, brilliant soccer lineage there in the Rose City.
And Christine Sinclair, who just helped Canada the first gold medal.
There we go. As much as we'd love to list off legends from UOP, I feel like so love to see some action before this night's over from SD Loyal in the final third. Not all too many shots on goal this evening. Just the one goal from Corey Herzog back in minute 22. And the lead evaporated. Suddenly they trailed. The 71st minute, quick strikes from Villanueva and Anguiano have the score where it stands right now.
Coach Landon will always say he cares more about the performance, but he's also going to see tonight these are 3 important points if they can't find an equalizer to at least get 1 point out of this game.
How much longer can you talk about performance and moral victories when you've lost 3 straight at home? They haven't lost 3 straight at home just yet. Still time for that to not be a thing. But not much time. Last chance saloon time for San Diego Loyal. Is there a miracle in store? Ian Mai, 16 years old, out there for the hosts in white tonight. Quito has it knocked away, fairly. Chance to counter again for Tacoma, who got that second goal, that go-ahead goal. Brilliant sweeping counterattack. Eventually saw them take that 2-1 lead. Player down for Tacoma on that far side. To take his time getting back to his feet. I want to let you know that San Diego Loyal continue this string of home matches as they welcome the Las Vegas Lights back to Torero Stadium this Wednesday, August 18th. Kickoff set for 7:30 p.m. Buy your tickets on SD Loyal/tickets or tune in on ESPN Plus or in Spanish on Azteca America, channel 33. The match presented by Chosen Foods. Still a match to finish here tonight before we start thinking about the Lights on Wednesday. Bad giveaway from Josh Yarrow. I don't think I've said that all night. Yarrow's been so sound back there. Tired legs, tired mind perhaps. Mai did a great job to win that one. Win a throw, knocking it off. Ethan Dobelair. 4 added minutes. This is it. 4 added minutes. 4 minutes for Loyal to, as it stands right now, find an equalizer against Tacoma Defiance. Ibarra certainly looked like he had a rather high elbow as he went into that challenge. A late whistle comes, and I think that was indeed the call. Incredible stat in the year and a half, or call it 2-season history for San Diego Loyal. With 8 wins, 5 draws, and no losses when scoring first. This will be the first time that that line doesn't hold true. Anguiano tucked down in the corner, trying to see this thing out, and he won a corner for his side. Five-man scrap down in the corner. Eventually leads to a Loyal throw. Young Ian Mai. A really nice round of applause from some of the fans near him. Loyal not interested in any sentimental stories right now. Trailing at home again, chasing an equalizer.
Loyal are trying their hardest to get the ball in the box, but Reagan with his height is just clearing any opportunity that's trying to go over the top.
Both Real Monarchs, SLC, and Tacoma Defiance went over a year without an away win. Monarchs picked up that sought-after away victory 1 week ago. Tacoma, moments away from picking one up tonight. So not the kind of firsts Landon Donovan and Nate Miller are hoping for tonight at Torero Stadium.
You're going to have the highs and lows as you go through season. Loyal started off on a low, then they found their rhythm. They've gone through some injuries and some struggles and adversity, but they've got to hang in there because there's still plenty of games left. And the top four.
Chance at the back post, and Loyal are going to win a corner, and you love to see this. The Gargoyle makes his way forward. Austin Guerrero looking to channel a little Allison Becker inspiration as Blake sends in this corner. Rising up and putting it over the top was Josh Yarrow.
And Blake had Herrera beat with that cross, but Yarrow's not able to get up high enough to get that ball down.
Christian Herrera waving everybody out. As he blasts this one towards the middle of the park. Is there time for one last chance for Loyal? Or is that all she wrote? Matthew Corrigan looking at his watch. Loyal have just got to launch this thing forward. Charlie Adams does so. Guido tries to rise up to win the header. He can't do it. Yarrow does a good job getting back. Another chance for Guido. It's knocked away by Cody Baker. Loyal throw. We've played over 4 minutes. A couple of brief stoppages in added time. Those brief stoppages, the only reason, seemingly, why we're still playing. Can Loyal take advantage of these extra few seconds? Here's Ian Mai. Fans still hoping for something special. Mai back to Ibarra. Ibarra sends it to the back post. Larraz can't get to it. And that is the end of the show this evening. SD Loyal with a 1-0 lead from minute 22 forward. 1-0 lead at halftime. 1-0 lead over a quarter of an hour into the second half. A flurry from Tacoma. Villanueva and Anguiano get the goals that get the 3 points for the visitors in gray from the Pacific Northwest. Another night of disappointment at Torero Stadium for San Diego Loyal.
And man of the match, Oliver Larraz. He stepped in and was a presence right from the start all night. He gets his first assist and his first professional start. He has a player that has the utmost potential.
19 years old, making his first professional start. One of the bright spots this evening on a night of disappointment for Landon Donovan's team. The goal of the night, there's the man of the match getting involved with that header across the face, and Corey Herzog doing just enough to get it across the line and give his side a 1-0 lead that they held on to for quite some time. But unfortunately, they could not hold on all the way. They relinquished the lead, and all 3 points go to Tacoma Defiance. We'll be back to wrap things up after this.
Stadium in San Diego. It has been a sellout the last few days. Loyal SC ready to kick off this season. Stadium in San Diego. Professional soccer has finally arrived.
It starts off with a little seed, and with a little love from nature, it sprouts to life. And when delicious fresh fruits and veggies are perfect, They are rushed to the home of fresh. Sprouts, where goodness grows.
And so it begins. Your epic adventure, where champagne bubbly meets rose petal rain. Floating your way to a life of leisure. To the victor go the spoils, as the neon gods send Lady Luck your way. Funner. It's more than a place. It's a state of mind. Find your funner here.
Tough night for Landon Donovan's team, the third consecutive home defeat for San Diego Loyal. They fall a 2-1 scoreline to Tacoma Defiance this evening. Gonna get into match highlights now. Catch you up on the action if you're just joining us. A big night for Tacoma Defiance. But Corey Herzog got Loyal off to a flying start in the 22nd minute.
Yeah, and Coach Landon talked about having players take the initiative and take advantage of the opportunities. Laraz with a lovely ball back across. Herzog's able to get it in. Loyal took the game to Tacoma the entire first half. It was almost a tale of two halves. We see again, it's a bit ugly, but you just got to get that ball across. It doesn't have to be pretty. That comes from the press and keeping Tacoma under pressure.
And they held that lead all the way till the 64th minute. A quick free kick caught Loyal sleeping and tapping in at the back post. The sub, Alex Villanueva.
That is just too easy. This is one that will haunt the team. They will watch it over and over. A mental lapse, easy tap in for Villanueva.
And then just a few minutes later, as Loyal had a corner kick, a vicious counterattack from Tacoma, and ultimately the ball fell to Carlos Anguiano for his third goal of the season.
Yeah, and the speed that Coach Weber brought in, Guerrero does well to make the initial save, but then Anguiano's there open, able to get a bouncing ball in.
Another night where SD Loyal have more possession, and another night where they don't win or draw. They end up losing by the 2-1 scoreline. 5 yellow cards for Tacoma. Anything else jumping out at you when you see those final numbers, Shannon?
I just think there's a lot of positives in this for Loyal. A big loss when Metcalf went out with an injury, to see a young player like Laraz step in, Elijah Martin back from injury, hoping he didn't re-aggravate that. But they really had Tacoma on their heels a lot of that first half. They just have to find more opportunities to create and then finish those chances in the final third.
Another night of disappointment for SD Loyal here at Torero Stadium, but no time to pout. They're back in action on Wednesday night right here against Las Vegas Lights. But your final score this evening, it's Loyal 1, Tacoma 2. For Shannon McMillan, I'm Nate Abarrea. Good night from San Diego.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.